Hello again, it's Mike from Drumhead and welcome to another of our masterclass guest sessions. Today, again, we've got Mr. Russ Gilbrook here, the mighty drummer from a great band that I grew up listening to, Uriah Heep. And now he's going to talk about the importance of really improving, I guess, the speed of your left hand to make sure your fills can, I guess, be more even as well in how you're doing it. But I'll let you take it over.
What it is it's off our latest album, Living a Dream, the first track, which was written by bass player Dave Rimmer, co-written, and the opening drum fill. Now, the opening drum fill is... Yeah, so we got... Now, that's fine. Me being me, wasn't happy with it.
I wondered, I had a feeling you might say that.
So I kept the same phrase, but I wanted to bring more melody in. Now, usually I have two toms here and then two floor toms, right? So I will go down three toms with the drum fill to give it melody, okay? But I can't with this, so I'll just go down to two toms, but there'll still be melody there. So instead of playing it like that, I'm now playing it left-handed. Yeah, so I'm starting it with the left hand. And what that does, obviously it allows me to move a lot easier. I don't want to be doing this, do I? And risking a solid beat.
Yeah.
It's much easier for me to move the right hand because I'm starting with the left. So what I'm trying to say is people need to be having their left hand as strong as the right. Otherwise, how are they going to do that drum fill? If they wanted to copy that drum fill with the melody coming down, they wouldn't be able to play it because they're not used to marking the downbeat with their left hand, and it may not be strong enough, and it will go out of time and uneven and everything. So it's very important to practice, you know, and you're balancing everything out.
So you're just alternating, starting with
Correct.
right and left.
Yeah, that's alternating.
Yeah.
But, you know, starting with the right, starting with the left. And the whole idea is that you get confident to start drum fills, which gives you more options with the right hand's freer to go around the drum kit.
Yeah, because that little triplet thing, everyone just learns that right, left kick, right, left kick, right, left kick. Yeah, that's just that's it.
And then
until you turn it around,
it's
just virtually impossible.
That's right. So to me, that's very important, and it's another reason that if this, you know, when we're doing all the exercises that have been shown in the earlier lessons, and you build up the confidence in downbeats with the weaker side, or balancing it out as good as the right side, that gives you the variance round the kit. There's no point in just being a one-trick pony going round right. It's a bit like crashing with the left hand. We need to be a little bit more ambidextrous to give us more freedom and more choices and more fluidity.
Well, absolutely, and that's what when we're doing a lot of lessons with Rich, who's sitting over there. Just give him a little way there. You know, a lot of the things that we talk about it's choice, isn't it? You know, if you haven't got the choice, you can't do it.
No.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So if you haven't learned that left hand thing, you know, you can't go to a certain place and come back on the left.
No, exactly.
But yeah, I mean, starting left hand fills is something that is, it should be taught a lot more.
Yeah, and as I said, you know, when you've got that, the only way you can play in the previous lesson in triplet form is you're forced to do it with the left hand. And again, if you're left-handed, you can't do it. So already you're missing out on a big chunk of something. So that's why it's vital. But you only got to learn it once. Remember, we're learning this singles and doubles thing. We learn it once. Once we've got it there, all these then become easier to play because the foundation is rock solid.
Yeah, absolutely. What would if you had some tips as to how to strengthen your left hand?
You got to put the pad on. You've got to not go too quick. And you've got to give yourself more time. And this has got to be free. It's got to be identical to the right. If your right hand's good, which most people's are, the left has got to match it. There's nothing wrong in you looking as well. Look, I don't have to think about anything.
Yeah.
If that stick comes up there, I know that my wrist has moved. I haven't got to be looking at my wrist like this. I look at the tip of the stick. Well, if it comes up there, it's not moved, is it? So if it comes up there every time, the only way it can come up there is if the wrist moves. So you don't have to overanalyze bits and pieces. It's got hold of the stick, yeah? And, the other thing about the stick, we mustn't be doing this, people, right? You don't strangle sticks, all right? Soft index fingers.
Yeah.
Please, soft index fingers. Right, the stick should be, oh dear, how loose that is. And at times, you can't get it out, right? So it's not light or tight. It's tight at the right spot. It's very light at the other spot. And index finger a little bit loose. And let the wrists are designed to do this, aren't they? That's why I'm really a little bit against French grip. I'll tell you
Against
why.
it.
Right? I'll tell you why. That is not a natural wrist movement. Look at the angle. And they use so much fingers as well.
Yeah.
Now, of course, the argument can be that Billy Cobham's fight. Well, yes, but he's one out of 25 million drummers, right?
Yeah.
You have to take these things as the bigger percentage of what works or what's correct. It's a bit like, well, yeah, but Porcupine Tree and Dream Theater, all proggy bands, they do but there are a few bands in the overall picture of all the bands that are out there.
Yeah, because most of us live and play in the real world.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of the time, you're going to play stuff that's relatively simple, aren't you?
That's correct,
Yeah,
you are.
You know, but it's good to be able to do these other things, obviously, to build your facility up. So I think, because when you're talking about tight grips there, a lot of the time you can find that people practice and they've got a nice relaxed grip and they're in the, in their little room or whatever doing it, and then you get on the gig situation in front of people and straight away it's like, shit, I better not drop these sticks. And everyone tightens up. And it's learning to be able to relax. And for me, in that situation, the more relaxed you'll be when you do that is if you practice more, so you're more confident in your playing in the first place.
Exactly.
It's generally when you're a bit uptight and you're not, and you're playing right to the edge of your skill, then that you start to tighten up, don't you? So it's it all comes back to practice, doesn't it?
It's all down to the practice. But just the two elements. You've got to give yourself time for them to settle in. Everything else is built above that. So if that's there, that I'm telling you now, that is easy. It has to be easy because it's the foundation of everything. And strengthening in the left, as I said, you've got to just give it time. And the feeling, there's been nothing here at all. This is all rubbish. I'm not interested in elbows and stuff. Right? It amazes me the amount of people who sit behind a kit and then suddenly they start looking like there's something wrong with them. I mean, you should be sitting on a kit, normal, as relaxed as possible. I don't believe in straight backs. Right? We won't get into that right now. If it works for you, great. But it didn't do Steve Gadd any harm not having a straight back, and it didn't do Steve Smith any harm having a straight back. Right? So all this business of keep this up. Get out of here, right? The whole idea is what you sound like. Everything should come from there, though. We've got to have the amount of time people's hands are all in the wrong positions. Make it hard for themselves. You learn to practice here, you play here, and then everything gets delivered. Right? And then it becomes easy.
But that comes around to kit position as well, doesn't it? Where you put things so you can easily reach them. It's when you're putting things like,
Well, exactly. I mean, the thing is, there's an argument to a degree on the height of seats and this, that, right.
Yeah.
You've got to be comfortable. Every drummer's different. They've got to be comfortable. But it stands to reason that the power source is about where your belly button is for the snare drum, right? So if your snare drum's too low, you keep hitting your bloody thigh. That's why it hurts.
Yeah.
Right?
Or worse.
And if you sit too high, it's very hard to start working the double pedal.
Yeah.
Because the balance point is slightly wrong. So all those little things get fine-tuned. But that's why you have a great teacher. A great teacher to guide. Because there's no point in going home playing on a kit that's a little bit unplayable and doesn't sound very good. And then you get on your teacher's kit, which sounds great, and is set up better, you play better. Right? We need all these kinds of inspirations to help us with practice. But going back to your point on the left hand, more time and it's eager to play fast.
Yeah.
But we can't have that.
But also coming back to playing and using the metronome as well.
Using the
while
metronome.
you're doing it. Yeah, so you've got that time.
We've got to just sit there and just play it, you know, or even if you're... Doesn't really matter, you know.
Again, that comes down to the different subdivisions as well, doesn't it? Which I think is just...
You've got the one subdivision.
Yeah.
That's a subdivision twice the speed. Triplets.
16.
And then...
Yeah.
Lovely, right? And you subdivide, and your subdivisions are the ingredients to justify all the different phrases you can play on the kit.
And it's how you mix them all together,
And how
isn't
you
it?
mix them.
And how you get from one to the other accurately. Again.
Like I said to you earlier, it's that, isn't it? Double, right? That gets you on the left side. 3-stroke rough now goes in there. Now I've added a left hand, so it's a 5-note grouping. That's the next stage up. Because that's what's going to be played on the drums.
Yeah.
Yeah? So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So you've stretched your single strokes a bit more. And I happen to have an exercise that helps you stretch your exercises a bit more.
Well,
Hey!
Can you show us it?
I can show you it. So basically, you've got 3 beats.
Okay.
Right. That's what we've got to get used to. That's the naked version. Right? Now, if I was to fit my left hand in between the 3 beats, I get 5 notes. Right?
Yeah.
That's your 5-beat grouping. That's doing it right-handed and then left-handed. Single sticking.
Yeah.
Now, you can also, 5 notes sounds like a 5-stroke roll, which is disguised because it's really 2 doubles and a single. Right? So you can now practice right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left. So you can practice now from doubles to singles, but they must all sound the same.
Yeah.
Right? And that way, you're starting to now get some hand technique going.
Yeah.
Right? Because we'll play it on the drums, won't we? We'll play similar things to... we might need to play that.
Yeah.
They're all the little things that real drum fills and real players play. But you can't play it if, at that speed, your doubles out together! Or your singles, right? Because it's going to be... You can't... You're pushing your limit too far and you're tensing up.
Yeah.
That's why the pad... You put the click on and you go, or whatever the combination is. Yeah, and you're getting speed with relaxation.
Yeah.
Everything's nice and relaxed. Yeah. If you wanted to move that a bit further, we just add 2 more beats. 4 beats.
Yeah.
Left hand in between. Becomes 2 more beats onto 5. 7! Becomes 7 beats.
Yeah.
Single sticking. But what does a 7 sound like? A 7-stroke roll. Well, it's not really. It's in disguise because it's 3 doubles and a single. Well, I never. My God! So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left. Right, right, left, left, right, right, left. Because the 7-stroke roll's done one way. Okay? So you'll end up getting... That's going from the 7-stroke roll into there. Slowly. Doubles, singles. So it's a nice little exercise to build up that relationship between doubles and singles, getting them to sound the same.
Yeah.
Because that means your technique's working. If your singles and doubles sound the same, which is what we're after.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, because if you don't get your doubles, again, it comes back to what you were saying about playing your doubles and the second double being as loud as the first double. Because if you don't, when you come to doing those fills and the toms, they just sound...
You're not going to go anywhere.
Scrappy. Yeah.
Each beat has to have its worth.
Yeah.
You know, and they've got to be... Slow it down. It's 2 singles. Why shouldn't it just be that faster?
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, more words of wisdom from Russ. Brilliant. I mean, and there's so much to take in all these lessons. But things that definitely are going to make you a better player. And that's the key to everything we're doing here at Drumhead. We're trying to help you guys out there become better players. So thank you for this lesson. And there'll be more to watch. So, we'll sign off until next time.
Brilliant.